Hello everyone, new video at cryptoacademy.ae. In today's video, are going to talk about Bitcoin, XRP and AR. AR is actually an altcoin as well, and it's called Arweave. So first of all, excuse my voice because I'm a little bit sick. So here on the Bitcoin daily time frame, we have seen some type of let's say reaction from these levels, and because it's just got close to these closing or candles closure, that's why we have seen this type of reaction. But I still believe that we are going to even hit lower, and don't forget, in 3 days we are going to make the monthly close. And always when you get a monthly close, usually after this, for example, when we have a big dump on the monthly, so in this case we have 5 red months, so usually what happens is the first day of the month is you get a big reaction as well to the downside when you have a red month. So probably we are going to hit this level again at, let's say, 58 to 60k. Then from there we can go down. So on the daily, again, nothing happened. We still waiting for the big action to happen, which is, in my opinion, we can get to this level first, as I said, is the 59. Then we get to this levels at mid or low 50s then. So nothing really important to talk about on Bitcoin, since everything is still the same basically. So guys, when you see the green colors on one day, for example, on most exchanges, doesn't mean that we are reversing and starting to go up. Yeah, for sure, we can start making some type of, let's say, accumulation, then we start to go up, but this accumulation usually takes months, if not a year. Like last cycle we have seen 1 year of accumulation, and we can say that most of the time accumulation, especially in Bitcoin, will take much longer. Another thing to talk about is gold as well. If we go to gold, so this is gold, and if you remember before, I put this technical analysis and I said, since we got this break of structure, and now we have to make another high, but this high actually was really extended, like from here to here we got around 30% up. Then what happened is one day we just have seen one big crash of 20 or 21%, and now we are retracing up to these levels. And if we put this Fibonacci right here, you can see it will be on the 702, and this is the level. Usually you get a correction after you get an ABC, so you have your A, the B here usually, or the C. So all you have to do to make this scenario invalid, or price of gold will continue higher, is to make another high, or you take the last Fibonacci levels are at 5336. So if we go above here, so we are adding more chances that gold will make another all-time high probably. But for now, if we start to see some type of reaction here, we might go even lower. And another thing is, I want you to pay attention in this case, is we have a corrective move here. Is the price is overlapping, we don't have an impulsive move. But since here, okay, from this point we kind of have an impulsive move, but it's not really clear. So probably we get some type of correction here. If the price will continue higher, we need to see an impulsive move as well, like we have seen here. If you can see, we had a similar move, like we have this move first, then this impulsive. So we are having this move, then we are started to get impulsive. But for now, I see it as all a corrective move, and probably price will hit even lower, and we go to low $4,000, 300 something. So this is what I think about gold and Bitcoin. And as I told you before, if you want your alt to perform well, you have to wait for gold to go lower, because it's all about money shifting or capital shifting. It's not new money that is going to the market, it's actually the same money of gold, or people who invested in gold, they will invest again in other assets. And I don't think now people are trusting too much altcoins. So even if they invest, they will just put in some known assets. So could be, for example, like Ethereum, Solana, XRP. So talking about XRP, let's jump to XRP right now. So XRP, if we go on the weekly and we see this correction that we are having now, and I don't think, or I don't see necessarily that the correction is over. So I still believe that we are going to go to this level once Bitcoin hits the low 50s or even lower. So it all work in like a confluence, like all the things, they work together. So if the price of Bitcoin is dropping, also price of XRP will drop. XRP is not special, XRP is not gold or anything like that, it will drop as well. We can see some type of quick reaction, yeah, for sure, but we will not see like most alts hold, they will dump as well. So this is the first line of defense, let's say, or support at 93 cents, because we have here this resistance here, and also here, and we never back tested this resistance actually. So probably we are going to back test it. We get some type of reaction like this. If Bitcoin decides to go higher, then here we go, even XRP will go higher. But if Bitcoin is still in accumulation phase, actually, if you remember last cycle, even in accumulation phase, we have seen some dumps in altcoins. So even if you see Bitcoin doing this, probably in some type of move like this, you will see another dump of XRP. It happened last year, not last year, last cycle. So this is the first line of defense, as I said. The second is this order block or cluster around here. So you give it from 67 cents to 50 cents basically, or even lower than this a little bit, to 48 cents. And this is the most weighted area, let's say, or interesting area for buyers at these levels. So for me as well, I think I could get put some bids here in XRP, because I bought XRP last cycle at 50 cents and I sold around 1.7, 1.8, and I didn't hold all the way to $3, but I don't regret this. I think it was a good call since I made profit, even though on most other alts they just crushed us. So the last one, I believe, or the one before the last, is this level, is when you get another tap like this on this order block. And of course we have the 30 cents, the famous 30 cents or lower. So if you're just confused about what you want to do right now, is just enter or deploy 25% or 30% of your capital. Let's say you have $10,000, you just enter with 3k or 2.5k these levels. If you think Bitcoin has already bottomed, this is your own opinion and you do your own research. You can put this, since altcoins are bleeding right now, like we see AVAX at $8, really good opportunity. But other alts are still high in price, like Solana, I believe, is still high at almost $80. But other coins, they can go lower actually. So I see now, if we just face reality, we have $2 cost average our entry. So if we get 3k at those levels, then if another dumps of 30 or 40% be present, we have to deploy another 25%. And this is, I think, the best way, or still the best way of investing. Of course, this is if you want to invest in altcoins. And for trading, I think you can trade every day, by the way. Like we have seen some really good opportunities at lower time frame. For example, 1 hour you can trade and you get, like, let's say 1 to 2% every day. I think that's doable, but still risk. You have to put stop loss. So if we just now jump to AR. So AR, actually, I have talked about this coin before. And I remember in my previous channel, when it was at around $20 or even higher, $30, I've said that at some point AR will go to $6 or $7, which is worst case scenario. But then what happened is we never got a retracement from there. Then on the, if you all know this, like in October, 10th of October, we have seen everything dump. So one of the biggest dumps was in AR. So the price went all the way down to $127. And why I'm talking about this right now is, now as you can see, if you follow this trend line, this one, you see that we trying to hold, but I don't think we will hold. And as we see right now, price is continuing to dump more. So what I think is, we remove this one trend line, we remove this trend line, and the first let's say support, it would be at this level again, which is 128, I believe. And then we could see another drop actually if Bitcoin decides to dump even more. So we could see the price at 80 cents. So imagine from like almost $50 or even more if you go back to 2022. But let's just talk about last cycle, which we had this retracement. So from $47 we price dropped to now $174. So it's around 96%, and this is actually what you lose in a bear market in altcoins. Mostly it's between 95 to 98%. So if we go all the way down again to these levels, so it would be yes, 98%. And like you cannot say this is this coin is going to zero, because you will never know what can happen, because usually this is what happens. You lose a big percentage in a bear market, but you always have to be cautious, and always you calculate your risk and you see what's best for you. So this is what I believe would happen. Actually, I think we have at some point we are going to test this level at let's say 130, and like we have seen in for example AVAX, Optimism. And by the way, Optimism is still making just lower lows, and for now we cannot say anything about the layer 2 category in crypto. So since Vitalik had said that everything, like most of them are going to zero, we don't know about this yet. Another thing we can do is we just put our Fibonacci levels down here, and if you can see, we have already passed this last level of Fibonacci, which means the probability of making a new low is even more now. So this is the video. I don't want to make it even longer. It has already been a long time since I started the recording. So check out the description. You will find everything, or the links of the exchanges that we work with. And also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this video with your friends. See you in the next one.